Landlord tried to strong-arm me into letting him into the home. Did not go well. A few years ago, we were in a small 2.5-bedroom apartment. The landlord basically never talked to us. We paid on time and kept everything neat and tidy. Well, one day his lordship decides he wants to sell the place. That's no problem. He wants to give the place a bit of a paint. Also, not a problem. He told us he would be sanding the walls of the staircase. The main area of the house was upstairs. Downstairs had a bedroom, office, and garage attached. And that would be that. Fine, no problem. Off you go. But instead of stopping at the top of the stairs, he decided to carry on one of the walls that led into my son's room. Had we known he wanted to do this, we would have done what was necessary. But we didn't know, and so every inch of my son's room, his clothes, carpets, bed, toys, the lot, were covered in a very fine dust from sanding the painted drywall. It took hours of wiping down and vacuuming to get it back, and he had to sleep elsewhere for 2 nights after his breathing and skin suffered. I mentioned this to the property manager, who was an absolute delight to work with, and she said he would advise him that we would need more details about what work he wanted to do. This seemed fine. He then wanted to come back and do some painting. Again, that's not a problem. It's value to the house and looks better, etc. However, he told us he would be there for 4 hours. 8 hours later, he decided that was enough for the day and called it. That night he messaged me, saying he wanted to come back and do more painting the next day. I said that didn't work for us, wasn't enough notice, didn't allow us peace of living, etc. He then tried to claim that in our contract, the tenancy contract he called it, it stated that we must allow him to complete projects in a timely fashion, and if I were to decline him entry, then the cost of the rest of the project and its completion would lie with me and be my responsibility. So I sent his texts. It's always nice when people lie to you in writing. Off to lovely property manager again, who called me and said not to worry, she would sort it out. About a week goes by, and I get a text asking very nicely if I would allow them access in a few days to complete the work. No problem. His lordship and a pal arrived to carry on painting and were there for another 8 hours. However, this time, I don't think they took any pleasure in it. My PC is next to my PS5, so on my PC, I put on Tiptoe Through the Tulips on repeat for the full 8 hours. Max volume. I just popped my headphones into my controller and gamed all day long. After 8 hours, his lordship comes up the stairs and into the lounge, it's open planned, and said, with great strain and weariness of a man worn down, that they had finally finished. Without breaking eye contact with my screen, I said, "'Kay, bye," and he just hovered for a second before shakily walking out. As soon as I heard the front door close, I turned the music off. No doubt it was for you, big boy. Don't lie to people, especially those who can, read a contract.